Welcome to Live in the Markets with Trader Nick. In this show, Nick will cover the latest market trends, whether they're rising or falling. Stick around to hear about trade ideas, latest news, and much more. Remember that trading involves risk and is not suitable for all investors. Today's stream is made possible by our partners and sponsors. If you're looking for a new broker, trying to get funded, or looking for a trading community to join, consider checking out the links in the description below. By using these links, you'll get access to great products and be supporting the channel.
Welcome to my live streams where I take trades on real accounts, no nonsense, no fake MT4 profits. On my streams, you'll usually see me taking a look at software tools that we use to analyze the markets to try and get the latest market trends that are going on. We study things like the Commitment of Traders report, which shows us what institutional traders are buying and what they're selling. We look at seasonality to try and predict and find opportunities in the market based on historical data. Stay tuned for the second half of the stream where we'll bring in guests from all over the place to add commentary on what's going on in the markets. Come on, man. That was an awesome intro. Congratulations to you guys for making it into a new month. It is December, and with December, we did that awesome new stream intro. If you're wondering, sometimes people think I do all the editing and all the producer stuff on my channel. I am not that talented. Let's just get a real quick in the comment section, the chat section, if you guys don't mind, just saying, thanks, Chandler, or well done, Chandler. Chandler's our editor who does, we have two editors, but he primarily does a lot of the live stream stuff on my channel and does a phenomenal job. That was an awesome intro, hilarious, lots of Easter eggs, and it took him some time. So yeah, shout out to Chandler for that. That was really, really cool. All right, guys, welcome back to another live stream. We're here. We're ready for a new month. It is, of course, December, and I don't know about you guys, but I love Christmas. And Christmas is around the corner. I love the holiday season, and I want to say something here. A lot of traders, they get afraid of trading during December. Not over here. We're not afraid of a little Christmas time. No, Christmas time, actually, the right around Christmas, I don't trade. But I will say this, there's nothing wrong with trading for the majority of the month of December, at least in my experience. I've been doing it for years, and December is a relatively profitable month for me on average in the last couple of years that I've been doing it. So, that little mantra of don't trade in December or don't trade in January, just because you hear it doesn't mean that that's just fact, right? In fact, anything you hear on YouTube, be very careful because people can say whatever they want to say. I trade over the month of December. I will be here with you guys throughout the month and right into the new year. If there's a setup, I'm taking it. If I'm trading, as long as it's not like right around the day of Christmas or New Year's where the market gets very, very quiet, I'll be trading. I'll be holding on to positions and stuff, etc. So yeah, really, really well done with the intro. That was fun. All right, take a look, guys. We're jumping back into it. Of course, I still have this Euro NZD trade, and oh my goodness, you guys, this thing has just fallen to pieces. And honestly, it's kind of crazy because I did not expect it to make this much of a move, but it certainly has surprised me and probably a lot of other traders. We're currently looking at Euro NZD. This is a short trade that I took actually on stream a couple days back, and where we're currently at, we have in fact seen this lower high continue. We broke through the lows. It was awesome, and a rush to the downside looks really, really good. So I actually just trailed my stop loss a little bit further into profit this morning. My thought process behind this is that with this trade, we've broken through a key level of support. And not only did we break through that level, we actually broke through it and sank further without even retesting it. My current thought process on this Euro New Zealand trade is that we've become a bit extended, but doesn't mean I'm going to take profits because a market can be overextended for a very long time. Overextended just means I probably won't be picking up any new positions, but if we do see a pullback, I just don't want to see it break through resistance, right? So that's the key thing I want to talk about here. My trailing stop is just above resistance where we had previous levels of support. If that breaks, we'll be out of the trade for a profit of $1,250. That's a great spot to be in. I cannot complain about that. But if we're able to break through and continue lower, right, I'll just continue to trail this stop loss and look to hold on to this trade as long as it wants to run, right? This is the nature of my trading style. If you're new to the streams, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. We're doing this every day. I share my strategy, my approaches, and everything completely for free. I don't have like a super expensive paid course or anything like that. If you want to learn for free, you probably could do so just by watching my channel. Now, of course, I will say this. If you just watch my channel, you're going to get my thought process on the market. Yours might be different than mine, and that's okay. In fact, I would actually recommend that you go your own path when it comes to trading and not try and look for other people to tell you what to do with your trading, what strategy to trade. It's a really tough way to trade. A lot of people want to find somebody to just give them the answer. It's just not that easy. The reality is the strategy and style of trading that I employ has come from years of dedication to this stuff. This is my craft, if you will, right? What's up, Ivan? When are you changing bias on USD? You probably won't catch me short in the dollar. It's not even that I'm bullish on the dollar. In fact, the dollar looks really weak. It's just that I don't like shorting it because of the negative swaps. I like collecting positive swaps. It's part of my trading strategy. For example, Euro New Zealand, when holding this thing short, I made $14 yesterday just for holding it, right? Just in swaps. That's not considering the trade. I know that's very small compared to the $2,400 of profit on the trade. But the point is, over many, many days and years of doing this, I think since September, I calculated it up. I've made about $800 in just swap payments alone from the trading. That's not even like the profit and loss of the trading, which has been pretty good, but just from the swaps. So I like to trade with the positive swap, which means I don't like to short the dollar very often. In fact, rarely, if ever, do I short the dollar. Closest thing I'll get is buying gold, which we should talk about gold. What's going on with XAU USD here? Look at this, you guys. Big shoot to the upside, just barely missing that. Or no, it hit it. It hit 1800 this morning. That is wild. So a big push to the upside, and I'm currently long equities and gold as well. So this is a pretty good spot to be in. I don't have gold open on my Oanda account because in the US we can't trade CFDs, but I have it in my stock market account, which I can show you guys that just so you know I'm not capping with you. No cap streams. Maybe that's what we'll call the streams. So let me show you GLD. I got gold open on this one. So this one's floating pretty good. GLD up $227 and VOO up $1,800 on that one as well. So these are running hot. Good little trades on the S&P and the gold market currently. So yeah, my thought process with gold is this thing. It's not necessarily that I think it's just all-time bullish and it's going to rocket to the highs. But I think right now what you're getting is a beautiful trading opportunity off of the back of yesterday's Fed statement from Jerome Powell, as well as just generally a back off on the hawkishness from the U.S. Or from the U.S. Federal Reserve, right? What caused the gold market to be so negative was super high interest rates coming in hot every single time. And then also, of course, a very, very hawkish Fed that was sort of terrifying markets. And to be honest, still could and still is sort of doing that. We're not out of the clear by any means. But we're seeing a bit of a back off in that tone, which is giving plenty of room for stocks and gold to rise. In my opinion, in the short term, I'm going to ride this train. You guys know my style. I am a trend follower. I'm going with what's happening. I'm not trying to predict what's going to happen next, right? The problem with trying to predict what's going to happen next is you'll find out real quick, man, I don't know what I'm going to do next week. How am I supposed to know what the financial markets are going to do next week, right? I might have an idea, I might have an opinion, but trying to bet my whole, account on my opinion is going to result in me blowing my account. I react to markets. It's what I've been doing for years, and it has been so much more clear. There's so much more clarity in just following what the market is doing, in my experience, than trying to call the next big shot or call tops and bottoms and reversals and stuff like that. So when I'm looking at gold, here you have a big run up. We have our swing low to swing high. That gives us from 1745 up to 1800. Our fib levels come in at around 1780, 1779 to be exact. So I think at that point, you might get a little bit of an interesting point of view, right? If you do get a pullback, if you're long biased on gold, that might be a spot to look at. But this is a huge breakout for gold. This is what we were talking about for a while with gold. Is we were stuck between the top of this range around 1800 was where we thought we could get to if we broke out the top of this range, that 1780 mark, and the bottom of this range, which happened to be right around 1740, 1735, this bottom area here. What we've noticed is that in the last 24 hours, we've seen a huge rush to the long side on gold. And by the way, the stock market as well. The same thing that's causing the stock market to rally is causing gold to rally, which is, of course, the less hawkish comments from Jerome Powell. Now, this is not dovish comments. He's not saying we're going to cut rates like crazy. This is just less of that super intense, we're going to raise rates until you can't see straight conversation we've been having for the last year, right? Which is why we were so long biased on the dollar. Since then, we've paused, right? I know Ivan has also talked about that a lot as well. We've been on the sidelines with the dollar, not trading it too much. But I've been bullish on things like the S&P 500, and I've talked about that many times. I've showed you guys my trades on that. I've also been trading US 30. That one's been great. We are catching this move, which is awesome. And of course, Euro New Zealand benefits from the same factors. Believe it or not, Euro New Zealand is a risk off, risk on currency cross. You have Euro, which is generally considered nowadays as a risk-off currency, versus the NZD, which is like the highest of the risk assets. I guess you have Aussie and CAD as well up there. But generally speaking, the New Zealand dollar is going to do well in an environment in which stocks are doing well, where the dollar is falling. Not always, but in many cases. And that's what we're seeing right now. The euro is weakening relative to a very strong New Zealand dollar, which is causing a great little trade for me on this trade alert that I shared inside of the Discord. By the way, you guys, if you're not already in the Discord, let me drop that for you. We've got a free Discord link that I'm going to have one of my team members drop in the chat if you guys don't mind. They'll drop that link for you, and you can actually get access to our free Discord channel. We do have a free one available. We also have the premium one where you can see all the trades being shared. So this is that Euro NZD trade that I mentioned, and we are running hot on this trade. This one is in a lot of profit. I have it open in 2 different accounts. And so this has been a very, very good. November was an excellent trading month for me, and December is starting out well as well. I don't want to sound like I'm being boastful, because there are times where my trading is going terribly. So let me stop myself before you think like, oh, look at this guru on the internet. I'll show you guys my wins. I'll show you guys my losses. It's not always easy when it comes to trading. Trading is incredibly difficult. But every once in a while, you catch these winners. And this, you guys, this is where it's game time for me. My strategy relies on catching every once in a while very strong movements and being disciplined enough to hold on to them. You can see I have a trailing stop loss on my trade. I just updated this morning. If you guys are in the VIP group, look out for this. I just trailed stops about an hour ago. I trailed stops further on my Euro NZD update. So keep an eye on that. We're floating 370 pips with a trailing stop of 180, which is pretty crazy. Yeah. Angela says, morning, Nick. Can you discuss the VIP community and also platform that you use and how to get it for the stats and info on the markets? Angelo, yeah. So we have a Discord channel. It is where we do everything. So there's a free Discord available. I'm not going to lie, it's very limited compared to the VIP, but you still get some free PDFs, you get daily ideas from us, you get some trading tips and things like that. So I would encourage everybody, if you're not in the free Discord, at least take advantage of the free one right here. And if you want access to the paid group, it's for the people who are, they watch me regularly, they want to trade alongside me. You get all the commentary on trades that I'm taking, but more importantly, you get why I'm taking the trades, and not just mine, but also my companions, Frank and Ivan, who you guys probably recognize from YouTube. They shared some trades in their commentary as well. So this is stuff that, that's the whole point of the group, is to follow along closer with professional traders who have been doing this for a long time. And again, like I said, trading is not always roses and sunshine and rainbows or anything like that. But by surrounding yourself with people who are professionals in the industry, it's something I wish I did when I was a new trader. And I genuinely mean that. Our Discord channel is amazing. The staff and everybody involved in it does a great job at making it what it is. All right, so AUD USD. So this is another one that breaking out here this morning, a little bit of a risk on move currency pair. Of course, the Australian dollar strengthening quite a bit. And, the question is, did you miss the move? Well, if you missed the move, my next best entry would probably be on a deeper retracement on AUD USD, probably only at that 38.2. So it's an idea, but it's a little bit of a ways away. Let's keep moving. We'll take a look at NZD USD. Of course, like I said, I'm very bullish on New Zealand dollar. I have a trade open on Euro NZD. And look at this thing, you guys. This thing was beautiful. I don't know if you guys caught this. We talked about this on stream. For those of you who caught this move, congratulations, because that thing is a beast right now. New Zealand dollar breaking through the highs and looking very, very good, right? That's probably a 50% retracement before you get any sort of, that's about a 50% retracement before, in my opinion, you get the pullback that you would need. So if you caught this move, here's my opinion on this. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, I missed the move. How can I get involved? Sometimes you just need to bite your lip and say, I missed the move, and accept that you missed the move. And I say that lightly because, guys, I have been on the missed the move side of things so many times in my career. It's not something that, even when you're a professional, even when you're doing this every single day, I still miss moves all the time. Okay. So don't beat yourself up for it. But if you miss this NZD move, how can we prepare for the next one? Whether you were short Euro NZD, which is the one I picked, or whether you were long things like NZD JPY or NZD USD, the one we just looked at. If you're in this, what I think, how I approach it, and a lot of you guys who may trade similar to me, this is a point where we just trail stops. We let this thing run and run and run. And when it stops us out, we take our profit and we move on. But if you didn't catch the move, there's no need to chase. What a common mistake traders will do is they'll say, I want to be part of the move so bad that they'll take an entry up here. And then what does the market do? You guys already know the end of that story. You buy it up here and then it goes, boop, it says, see you later. The move, the entry, the calculated, that professionalism that real traders are going to be using, the entry was back here. And I know I sound so annoying because you're like, yeah, obviously. But I'm telling you, you go back in the streams, that was the day. We were talking about NZD over and over and over. And the Edge Finder has been calling for NZD bullishness for weeks now. So there's been many, many chances. If you're using the Edge Finder, you guys have probably seen this. If you're looking at the Edge Finder, we'll go to bias and I'll show you guys strong sells, strong buys. And look, everything out here, there's your watch list. If you use the Edge Finder, which I know a lot of you guys do, we have seen a huge boost in interest. A lot of people using the Edge Finder on a consistent basis to help them find trades. It's been amazing for us. It's been the coolest. I can't even tell you, like, in terms of user base on the Edge Finder, it's been really cool. We've had a lot of people get access to the tool, 1 million people with comments like feedback, improvement ideas, tips, tricks, what they're using the Edge Finder for, how they're using it. The Edge Finder is nothing necessarily like revolutionary in the sense that it's not creating a new trading system or strategy. It just takes a whole bunch of metrics that you and I probably have heard about: COT data, retail sentiment, seasonality, following the trend, GDP growth, inflation, unemployment, interest rates, and it just blocks it into one thing for you and generates a watch list for you to consider. Okay, that is why I think the Edge Finder has been so popular. It's not telling you here's how you have to trade. It's just telling you here's some things to look at for your day and consider if they might be something you want to trade. Shameless plug. Yes, it is a shameless plug. Let me say this. I actively try to get this into the hands of more traders. It is a software that we have spent a lot of money, a lot of time, and a ton of effort to create. And I love seeing new traders using it. It is literally like the highest high. Forget the fact that, yes, of course, we make money selling it. The coolest thing in the world is when I'm scrolling through my Instagram feed and I see somebody I don't know using the Edge Finder that we've spent hours to build. That I'm telling you, that is like shivers, because it's so cool. It's like we spend so much time on this thing Anyways, that's a whole tangent. Let's get back to the point. Euro NZD. I took that sell. It was on the edge finder. NZD CAD, NZD CHF, NZD JPY, NZD USD. Across the board, this thing has been screaming for long opportunities for weeks on the NZD crosses, even before all the risk on movements were happening. So it's been really cool to watch. And now we kind of see them all coming in together. So if you caught the trade in that NZD move, my opinion is keep on holding on. That's how I'm approaching it, right? My approach is, I've got this Euro NZD short. The edge finder helped me find it. I picked it up on a resistance point, and now I'm just holding. There's no reason for me to get out of this thing, because what if this thing just sinks down way further? What if it goes to 1.55 and I'm floating, this trade could go to 10 grand in profit, right? My best trades, that's what happens. They go for a long, long time. Is it often? No, I wish. But yeah. Turns out your Discord isn't free. Yes, you're correct. We do not have a 100% free everything access Discord. We have a free version, if that's what you mean. We have a free Discord where you can get access to free trade ideas shared by, we have a staff member who writes ideas out, shares commentary, analysis on the markets, news, videos. That's all free. The stuff that's paid is the trade alerts and access to the private chat. So yeah, that's, by the way, that's how we're able to support all this content. This content costs a lot of money to make. We sell services that allows us to do free stuff for the trading community. It's like capitalism 101. Euro Aussie. Yeah. What about Euro Aussie? How's this one doing? So Euro Aussie, lower lows, lower highs. It looks pretty decent. You have the euro, which continues to be super weak. Let's see. So if I'm looking at Euro Aussie, let's see, is there any bias on this one? Euro Aussie is a sell bias on the edge finder, so that's interesting. Yeah, maybe a pullback play. It's a bit of a choppy trend, but regardless, if you're looking at the daily chart, that's a different thing. This is a little bit choppy compared to like Euro NZD on the daily chart. Like Euro New Zealand has just been moving much smoother than Euro Aussie. Aussie's been sort of like an underperformer, which makes sense because when you cross Aussie versus New Zealand, there it goes. You've got that super bearish, and the edge finder, I believe, was bearish on this one. Yep, Aussie New Zealand also bearish. Right now, it's just the New Zealand dollar. It's just got to be my favorite cross for now. Yeah. NZD CHF. Yeah, let's take a look. Euro NZD CHF. Take a look at this one. Today's stream is not sponsored by ACAP. It is sponsored by ACAP. Today's sponsor is ACAP. They're an awesome broker. I'm actually going on to the trading battle later today, which is also sponsored by by ACAP. They're an amazing broker. I've had nothing but good things to say with them. They've been super kind to me. And also the people there are just super professional. If you're looking for a new brokerage, check it out down below in the description. There is a link to sign up for ACAP. They have amazing leverage options, super easy deposits, withdrawals, assets that you can trade, all sorts of different things. They're solid, and they actually let you trade directly on TradingView. Like I've got my account here, so like you can log right into ACAP and trade directly on TradingView. That by itself is like a huge perk, because I don't think I still do some trading on MetaTrader, but primarily my manual trading is all on TradingView, and I love that. NZD CHF, maybe the first sign of a retracement is not even until you get to like 0.5905, which is on a daily chart. So that one is a little bit tough. Like I said, the New Zealand trade is mostly like, if you're in it, stay in it. If you're not in it, you might have just missed this one, and that's okay, right? It's going to happen. What about USD pairs? Euro USD, how's the euro dollar doing? Euro dollar breaking through resistance here this morning, continuing to look really strong. Here is your 4-hour view on euro dollar. We broke through the highs. And for those of you guys who are watching euro dollar, if you're a bull, if you do get that retest, the retest might not happen, but if you do get the retest, there might be something, and that might be later in the week. It might be next week where you get that opportunity, and you sort of have to just wait patiently for these. In order to catch trades, they say it's 90% waiting. It's probably more like 95% waiting. Trading is so much of a patience game, because, if you just go out here and lob a buy out there, you might just get crushed, right? But your risk reward gets a lot better if you wait for that proper setup, you manage your risk, and you take the trades you're supposed to take, not the ones you want to take, right? Let's see. What else can we look at? Dollar yen down 1.5%. Look at that. Dollar yen just completely falling apart, man. This thing is super weak. Here's your 4-hour chart. If you're looking at dollar yen, this one looks really weak to me. Very clean technical setup, actually. Check this out. So what was support, right? Support, failure, right? So right here, think about what this is telling you. Market said right here, okay, we're going to hold. That's a good value. That's good value. But right here, what did it tell you? It told you that is not good value anymore. Something's changed in the marketplace. So if that thing were to swing back, my first bias on that area would be probably resistance, right? 50% lines up really nicely with the trend line, with resistance, the Fibonacci. All of it looks pretty good. That's a pretty clean setup. I mean, on a retest, 50%. Continuation, I don't hate that. I don't hate that. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. I'd like to do some. Maybe do a little bit of, I don't know if you guys have been following me on Instagram and Twitter, but I do have it, and I'm trying to come back to it and be more consistent on it. It's Trader Nick FX on both places. You can follow me if you want on Trader Nick FX on Instagram or on Twitter. If you guys are following me, you might see some clips from the stream and maybe even see your name on there sometimes. Look at that. Pound dollar is flying here today. Shout out to anybody who is long pound pairs right now. You're probably having a great day. Let's see. Same thing. Pullback plays at the 50. Very common theme today. Lots of 50% retracements looking nice. So kind of a waiting time. If you're in trades, hold them, right? This is the thing. This is a day in the market where if you're in good trades, hold them, trail stops, whatever you do. If you're in good trades, awesome. If you're not in those good trades, don't let yourself make a big mistake of chasing or teaching yourself a bad habit, right? Twitter sucks. I love Twitter, man. I've just recently got into Twitter. Like in the last couple months, maybe last 6 months, I've gotten on Twitter. It is awesome. Follow me on Twitter. I'm kind of hurting for followers, to be honest. I'm new to the space. So if you guys would like to follow me, it's at Trader Nick FX. That would be super cool. Let's see. Fake Instagram account. Yeah, there's, unfortunately, man, that is the worst part about Instagram, is they have so many fake accounts. All I get is junk I don't want to see. You need to unfollow some accounts, James. I agree. I've been there before. I've had a bunch of stuff I don't want to see. And you can actually opt out. The other thing I didn't like seeing on Twitter, it was it would give me all these political things, but I found a way you could just kind of say I'm not interested in this, because I'm not super into politics. And I just, I feel like that is so negative, constantly just reading into that stuff and all the Twitter wars. I'm like, dude, life is short. I'm not going to be losing years on Twitter. I only follow 3 people. Yeah, that's weird. That is strange. Okay, cool. We got a question. Let's go full screen for this question. Then we're going to toss the stream on to someone else. Chandler James, however you want to do it for your recording. I'll answer this question. All right. Kwame says, what's your thoughts on the economy and dollar since we've been running low interest rates and creating a debt and inflation bubble for the last 20 years? So I'm not a professional economist by any means. Being a trader doesn't always mean, I know the future of the economy or anything like that. But in terms of low interest rates, we are seeing a big shift. Recently, things are very, very different in the US than they have been in a long time. Interest rates have been historically low for like the last decade and a half. And now we're seeing interest rates rise. We're seeing a very different environment and a world in which, we used to see things where the consumer could just pile on debt endlessly. And I personally think that that's kind of coming to an end. I think that there's going to be sort of some great awakenings, some resetting that could go on. I'm not a doomsday. I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything like that. But I think, there's only so long where you can just kind of print money on low inflation or low interest rates before problems start happening, as we're kind of starting to see. And, in my opinion, it's one of the best times ever to be a trader. Yes, long-term investing can be great, but the problem with long-term investing is, what if we long-term see a shift that means the stock market's down for 10 years or even sideways for 20, like we saw in the 60s? It's not impossible, and it's something that you have to be sort of prepared for. To me, trading is awesome because it allows you to capture opportunities and then get out of the way, make your money and kind of move on, and not just trust that the markets are going to go up endlessly and that things are always going to be good, right? It allows you to sort of take a little bit more control. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up the stream. Thank you, by the way, for the $4.99 donation. I appreciate that. We're gonna move on here. We've got another guest who's going to come on. He's a very technical trader, so don't go anywhere. Miko is going to take over the show right after this. Check it out.
Remember to check the description below if you're looking for a trading community to join.
Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome. Glad to be back. That was actually a wicked intro. The music is very, very good. But yeah, guys, like always, anything you're looking at, feel free to leave it down in the chat. We'll take a look at it, share my opinions, share your opinions, and we'll discuss what is going on in the current market. Quickly, I'll just go through a few pairs I'm looking at to trade this week and go into next week as well. But yeah, any pairs, any questions, leave it down in the chat. We'll take a look. But I hope everyone is doing good. Welcome. So yeah, Euro USD looks like we've just gone and taken out those highs. We're seeing a lot of dollar weakness. If I flick over the DXY quickly, you can see the DXY is currently melting to the downside. We were discussing this chart on my stream earlier today, and it looked like we're probably going to get a move into this level of support, which the market is smashing into now. We well could actually break through. I mean, the second area I'll be focusing on is down there as well. So there could be a lot more downside for DXY, which obviously means Euro USD, Pound USD. These guys could be looking to fly. But overall, I'm still kind of bullish on these pairs. So I'm just looking for some pullbacks and retracements for them. Same thing for Euro, same thing for Pound. I'm going to be looking to see if we can get that reaction from that monthly time frame for Euro and for Pound on these levels. But I need to see that break of structure in the 4H time frame first. Before I start doing any shorting for them. Long term, they are still in very bearish markets if you look at the bigger picture and where we're trading. But if you look at the current price action, which is traders is what we're focusing on, everything is pointing to the upside for these ones. So I'm only looking to buy until we get that break of structure. But yeah, the pairs I'm looking to see what we can do with the yen pairs. I'm looking for shorts on them, Euro yen, Pound yen. I'm looking for shorts on these guys to come back into this level. I'll go for Euro yen in a second, but Pound yen, I'm looking at some shorts. I was looking at some shorts this morning, but it looks like we crept back above this key level. This is a really key level I've been focusing on for pound yen at 165.500. Key level resistance, support. Bit of a fake out here to the downside below that level, crept back above, and now looks like the market is retesting. It was just about breaking through, so I was looking for the retest, didn't get any confirmations that actually short. Market just rallied straight through. And now it's closed back above. So pound yen for me is back inside the range. I'm overall still looking to short the pair, but I do want to see the market creep back below 165.500, force some shorts into this low. The target is pretty self-explanatory. Looking for the market to come back to where it came from when it last broke through the level. If I'm wrong, I want to see the market break through these highs and then basically going to do the flip side back to highs on the retest of 169, back up into this level here. So pound yen for me, pretty clear in terms of the highs and the lows and the structure that the market is creating. Two key levels here I'm looking at. Inside this area for pound yen is a little bit hit and miss. It's a little bit sideways. And frankly, I'm not too keen on trading in that area. So I want price to show me the direction, give me the breakout, give me the retest, and I'll be happy looking to trade this pair either to that prior swing high or back into the low. Now the market is still bullish on the high time frame, so the market will favor the buyers with this one. We might see a big swing to the upside and break through those highs. Perfectly fine. We'll still look to take advantage of that upside move. But in this area for pound yen, I'm not too keen on getting to trades. We might see the market come back down underneath the level, but I'll just be waiting for us to get that break. Euro yen, something similar as well. So we've just actually hit the level there, and we see that hourly time frame. So yeah, if I can get a bearish engulfing, how it's looking right now, I will look to enter that trade actually for euro yen, looking for push back down into this area here, 141. So yeah, if I can actually get a bearish engulfing there, I mean the candle's just open. We've still got about 54 minutes left, but if I can get a bearish engulfing on the hourly, I'll be more than happy to sell this, looking for a push down into the lows. You can see the consistent lower highs the market's been printing. 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially could get a fifth one there on the retest of that structure. And again, obvious targets back down at 141. So I'm really liking euro yen sells, pound yen sells. Pound's got a lot more to do before I look to short it. But euro yen could be shorting pretty soon. We'll see how that candle closes though. So yeah, I can probably get a trade on that one maybe soon. GJ short, Aman, yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm looking to short pound yen. Not yet though. If it climbs back underneath that zone, I'll be keen. But at the moment, not so much from pound yen. Euro yen, it does look good. Okay, so where are we? Okay. Hey, nice to see you, eStudio, or at least see your profile. But yeah, thank you for the welcome. Euro AUD, pound NZD. Okay, I'll go look through those pairs. Tony, hi, how are you doing? I'm looking at NZD CAD and it looks so overextended, especially on the 4H and the daily. Thoughts on the potential pullback? Okay, I'll go through those pairs now. So NZD CAD, pound NZD, and Euro AUD. So Euro AUD, what's going on with this one? Euro AUD, hella messy. I mean, there were some nice buys down here. But besides from that, coming back into this is not really what I'm wanting to trade. So with Euro AUD, it's been very corrective, but the market has been consistent with the lower highs and consistent with the lows here, testing that range. So if you are looking to get involved with Euro AUD, I would highly recommend looking to buy low down at these areas here. So if you can revisit, buys would look good. In this area, I would say stay away, to be honest, really. It doesn't make too much sense. Maybe if you got another strong up move, back into this kind of area, I would say sales will look good. You can see the lower highs the market's printed, 1, 2, just about third one. Could place a fourth one around the 1.555 area. And then see a down move from there. So that could make a lot of sense. But at the same time in here, it's way too corrective. And there's no kind of clean cut area that gravitates to me to sell or buy from. So Euro AUD, I do expect the market to at least continue in this range until finally get the breakout to the downside. So I'm expecting price to break out down. But at the moment, we are rejecting that support quite firmly. So if you are looking for shorts, keep in mind 1.555 up there. If you are looking to buy, then obviously down here. But in this area here, I would suggest leaving price alone. You want to have a clear-cut edge in your favor. And by edge, I mean at least direction. and the direction is not clear, best to stay away, and the direction is not clear in there. So yeah, buy low, sell high for this. 1.53 looks good for longs. At the same time, 1.55 looks good for shorts. Other than that, I would say stay away. But of course, if you've got a plan around that, feel free to trade that. But in my humble opinion, I would probably move on to a different pair. But yeah, pound NZD looks good for shorts as well. If this is the actual breakout, I expect the market to go a lot further for pound NZD. Excuse me, I'm looking for us to come back into 1.89, 1.88 into this level here. I'll go in the weekly time frame real quick. You can see we have this huge bullish candle here, big wick to the downside, then followed by that huge bullish candle. Momentum from that has disappeared really. We came up, few candles, bit of consolidation, and the market's falling right back down again. So I'm expecting us to come back into 1.89 and retest the support. £4 NZD, we've seen a really nice impulse there. For me, this is just kind of like a sideways correction. Not all corrections are to the upside. Sometimes they are sideways. And I'm anticipating us to break to the downside and see another move back into 1.89. And normally when you get a lot of sideways price actions, it's normally price building up, getting ready for another big move. So I think we can see something similar to what we saw here, over there. Just another repeat of that. So impulse, correction, impulse. So if we are successful on this retest here, I do think the shorts will look very, very good indeed. If we break back inside the range, then I'll just leave it alone, because this is a very, very corrective, very, very messy range. And if we get back inside of that, it might just be a big fake out for price, maybe to go in the opposite direction. So at that point, I'll just leave it alone. But for me, pound NZD shorts look very good. I'll wait for some type of candle pattern here to enter first, though. Right now, a little bit too soon, in my opinion. But yeah, if we can get some type of rejection there on the hourly, 30-minute even at least, I'll say. Yeah, you can get some nice shorts. 1.89 looks like a good target, or even into that relative low there as well. So I hope that made sense on pound NZD, and now we're going to take a look at NZD CAD. So yeah, NZD CAD's been flying. NZD CAD has been flying. CAD's been very, very weak. NZD has seen some decent strength to be. It hasn't been the strongest. I mean, no, it has been strongest of late, but it's really picked up its strength. It kind of gradually gained that strength, and now it's really flying. So yeah, it is quite overextended, and the higher time frames are quite bearish still. So we could be forming a major lower high with this big rally coming back into some of these areas here. I'll be keen to see if we can reverse. As you can see, very strong support. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bit of fake out there. Now this is resistance. So 0.86 is a really good place we could potentially roll over from. I always say, though, when we are looking to take the reversals, do wait for that break of structure, because I've been expecting NZD CAD to roll over, coming into these highs, because we had these low highs on the left. We had, these lower highs here. So I was expecting us to print another one and price come back down, but we never saw that break of structure. We never saw the break of structure. We just saw price continue to print the higher highs and higher lows. So there was never really a good sell to take, and the market kept going. And we could do that same again over there. We could just print another higher high, some slight retracement, get people excited that we're about reverse, and then fly off again as well. So we need to see some type of reversal pattern in this area, not necessarily just candlesticks, but patterns in general, before we start look to sell. But yeah, I do agree, market is very overextended. Overextended, not something I focus on too much, really, because from my experience, overextended markets can always get extended further. It's the key thing we're going to be looking at is a change in structure, shift in structure, and now I'll look to sell. So if I see that, yeah, that'll be good sell opportunity. I do agree with you, the market is definitely overextended, but I wouldn't be so quick to jump in. We could still rally a little bit further. So hopefully that made sense, Tony. USD ZAR. Okay, we'll have a quick look. See. USD JPY. Hey, Tony, welcome to the stream. Big up. Can you? Okay, I think you're talking about A1 trading. Please give me a TP if I am a buyer position today. TP tip? Yeah, I'm not too sure what you mean by that, Pankaj. But yeah, I'll take a look at USD and USD JPY. Again, any requests, just stick it down in the chat. We'll take a look, see. Hey, so one question in the demo account, is that real market that is moving live right now? Yeah, when you have a demo account, it is reflecting, live price movement from that respective broker. Obviously, the demo is not real live capital, but yeah, you are looking at live price. Okay, so USD. Let's get to it. USD and then USD JPY. So where is USD? Let me just type it. So many pairs on the left. Okay, so USD. Let's see what's happening with this one. Okay, wow, big spike to the upside there. On the 4H time frame, massive spike actually. So yeah, with this type of movement here, I'll wait for price to relax a little bit because we've been really corrective. Now suddenly big explosion to the upside. We're either breaking structure for price to rally back to these highs, or this is just one big fake move, and it's difficult to tell until we get that correctional phase. So with USD, it's obviously respecting this prior support level, now time resistance, giving us a little bit of a down move. But I want to see how we correct. Do we come straight back down with a lot of momentum? If that's the case, you've just got a big fake out, market's likely to continue south. Or if you do a slow correction, form some support, find some support, then we can actually look to buy it back up again. But this is a very strong impulse, which is a little bit unclear to tell which way we can head next. Obviously, long term, I'm still very bullish on USD. I do think eventually we're going to see some new all-time highs on this one, past 19.33. You can see the overall nature of USD, since 1972, consistent higher highs, consistent all-time highs always being created with this one. So most likely we're going to do the exact same thing and push past that high there at 19.33. So long-term USD for me is most likely going to take out those highs. So I do expect it overall eventually to continue higher. But there's nothing stopping us, having one more bearish leg before we go up again. So that is definitely a possibility. But if you start creating some more higher highs and higher lows in the 4H, nice corrections, I will be looking to expect price to come right back into 18.5 at least, and then long term 19.33. So yeah, I'd wait for some bit more price action, a bit more development there, because it's hard to tell if it's a fake out or not. If you can get a nice correction, then buys down here could look good, or even on that level. But like I said, I'd wait a little bit before looking to enter some longs. The market is a little bit active right now. Okay, so USD, I'll take a look. A lot of people are talking about pound NZD sells. I just looked at pound NZD, so the shorts there do look very good on the retest. Like I said, I'll wait for some confirmation before actually going short though. At least on the 30-minute or the hourly, because right now the market is still pretty bullish, and we could obviously break back in. And if we do break back inside, I'll just leave pound NZD alone, because that, my friend, is just not price action I want to be seeing. And if you're breaking back inside of that, yeah, that's a no trade zone for me. So yeah, if the retest is successful and buy that, I just mean if you can get a good rejection, good engulf, or a good wick rejection, something like that, then yes, short it. But if you don't, I would say wait for price to give you that signal, and if it breaks back in, I'll scratch it for now. But yeah, there's no real kind of rejection there. Price is still bullish, so need to stay a little bit patient for that one. But yeah, I'll take a look at USD JPY right now. Okay, so USD JPY. Okay, so USD JPY is still looking pretty bearish. I'm looking at price coming into this level here. Has it just about come into? Yes, it has. So it looks like price has come into that 135.989 area. So with this, we could see a bounce for USD JPY. The market overall for me is still bullish. It hasn't broken structure yet. This is our price swing low down here. We've got consistent higher highs and higher lows, as you can see. High, low, high up there. So potentially we could still form another higher low to rally. But on the 4H time frame, which is where I focus for structure, map out my swing lows and swing highs and areas that I'm going to enter from, the market is still currently bearish. So what we have is a 4H bearish trend, amongst a bigger daily bullish trend. So theoretically you want to see the full H turn bullish and then look to follow it with the daily. So you got 2 time frames in your favor, building up confidence. But at the moment, everything is quite bearish. So if you are looking to short JPY, I would say only do it for the short term. And by that, I mean probably like maybe 60. Actually, no, probably about 100. There's quite a lot of pips at the moment. So probably find a good 60 to 100 pips on this one for shorts. But I wouldn't push the trade too far. So if you do have a bit of a move to the upside, reacting at that daily level there, I'd say something like this, move into that, and then moving back down again, and look to exit the trade because the higher time frames are still bullish, and we can snap bullish at any point as well. So USD shorts do look good. I would say you want to see for some retracement. If you're not ready in the shorts, you want price to retrace. Buys down here a little bit aggressive for me. You'd see a bit more rejection than that before looking to buy. But 138 sells do look good. So if you can get pop into that level, see what side price action we can get, short it back down again, exit the trade, because we could look to reverse from that. But for this one, all I see is some more downside until we break some structure, and then I'll look to shift my bias. So hopefully that made sense on USD JPY. Hi sir, one question. Okay, and that one. Washington dollar yen, is it reversing? I mean, you could see some upside on the Aodu chart, but it's nothing that I would expect price. No, I'll look to buy. Again, a question like, is it reversing? It could be. It's difficult to tell. It's obviously slowing down coming into that level. It could get a bounce to the upside. If it does, sales do look good back down again. But is it reversing? Yeah, it could be, but I would say there's no confirmation yet to actually trade that. Hey, March, welcome to the stream. Hope you are good. Pound JPY is looking better than pound AUD. I do agree. Pound AUD rallied like crazy after the stream. Made perfect sense. Much appreciated. Happy to help. Tony, TP equals take profit. Yes, it does. No problem, Jonathan. Happy to help. Again, any pairs you want me to take a look at, just leave it down in the chat. Your USD, we'll take a look. Pound PLN, interesting, very interesting. Hey Vince, welcome to the stream. Sir, can I sell pound USD? Again, you need to have your own strategy. I'm not gonna tell you to sell pound USD. It doesn't really make sense, because then, if you make money, happy days. If you lose money, you don't know why you lost, and I don't even know how much you're risking. So, yeah, you need to have your own criteria. Your own criteria, again, doesn't have to be anything complicated. Break and retest is a very beginner friendly concept to learn, understand it, master that. You can base a whole trading system around break and retest. So, focus on something, a particular pattern, and learn to trade that rather than just ask to buy and sell, because it doesn't make too much sense. But yeah, AUSD still looking pretty bullish for this one. I'm looking to see if I can get some correction down to that area. Similar for a lot of these dollar pairs, pound USD into that area. Euro USD, we recently just taken out those highs, so we might see some correction now as well. Down to this area looks good for some longs. You can see you've got the high up there. Got the higher low. Price just about made a higher high past that point. You can see from the crosshair. Then looking to see if we can get another test there, and then a pullback, something like that. Third high low for next rally to the upside. So Euro USD for me, bullish market, is trading at a key level where we could look to reverse, yes, but I don't have any evidence of that just yet. I need to see price break some structure. I'm looking at 1.02950 as the price swing low. If we push past that, that's when I'll look to switch my bias for euro. But at the moment in time, I just want to see a pullback to long this one back up again. So yeah, Euro USD for me, bullish. So if you're looking at this one, buys look the best bet. Obviously not now. We just made some new highs, so I'd wait for some type of correction. But if you can get a pullback into roughly around 1.04, 1.038, I would be interested to long the pair back up again and see if we can push it higher. But yeah, Euro recent highs, probably want to see a pullback. I was actually expecting NFP to be the catalyst tomorrow to break through the highs here. It looks like price has already done that. So maybe NFP break and retest and we fly. Who knows? But yeah, Euro USD still anticipating more upside. I'll take a look at pound PLN. I don't think I've ever looked at that one. Maybe I have. Definitely not for my personal trading, but I'm interested. I'll take a look at pound USD though. Thank you, Trade Nick, and anyone trading for leaving the link in the chat. Much appreciated. Is gold reversing? We'll take a look at gold as well. CAD Swiss, we'll take a look. So pound USD, gold, and CAD Swiss. Okay, so pound USD, the market is looking very, very bullish, very, very bullish. So selling pound USD right now is going to be a little bit difficult in my opinion. Coming into the resistance here, you might see some downside, but I'm not favoring any sells. Reason being, structure in the immediate time frame, immediate kind of picture is bullish. So I would only look for corrections to go long on this one. So if I can get a pullback, coming into these areas here, that would make a lot more sense to go long for me. You just smash straight through these highs here. So a pullback into that level, 1.205 will look good. You can see the consistent high lows, 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially a fifth one there. Nice correction, big move up. We may actually not even get there. We might even get the retest of that prior high. So I'd rather long pound USD than short it until the trend changes. I know we are trading in that higher time frame area, like I was saying earlier, but at the moment there is no confirmation of that kind of higher time frame level stepping in. So I would only look to buy. If you are looking for maybe some short-term sells, you might catch it from this level here. Again, there's no real kind of sign to sell it. I know we're seeing a bearish move right now. But yeah, it doesn't really make sense selling it. This is a very bullish market. Catching the market on the high, on the pinhead is a little bit difficult to do consistently anyway. You might be lucky with one trade, second trade, but over time, yeah, the price is going to probably hit your stop loss quite a lot of times. So you're better off just waiting for the correction, waiting for retracement, then looking to just follow that move, follow that trend until the trend gives way. So yeah, for me, pound USD correction to the downside, areas of interest, 1.21500 into that prior high here. So into this high there and a retest of this level here as well, 1.20500. So be aware of those levels. We could fly and continue. If we do, obviously price, let it be. If we do see some downside into those areas, I will be interested to trade it. Onto gold. Gold is rallying strong as well. So similar to pound USD, similar to all the dollar pairs, we're seeing a dollar weakness across the board. So that obviously that's going to help dollar rise to the upside. Now it looks like we are breaking through 1780. So I've been looking to sell gold ever since we came into this area here. And now it looks like the market is breaking through. So I was looking to see if gold can give me a move back down to 1700 into this level. But if we get a strong close like that on the weekly time frame, it confirms to me that we could be seeing a breakout. Could be false. That is definitely a possibility. But if it's not false, it could be the catalyst for gold to find its feet and start running a lot further. Do have an area up there we could head to next, which is around 1860. So gold for me, after snapping through that high there, it could be the catalyst for a big move to 1860, maybe 2K as well. So I'm going to be looking at some retracement for this one. Areas of interest for me, this area potentially, I would rather, if I'm being picky, I'd rather buy from there than buy there. But it depends how bullish gold is. We might only see a slight retracement and the market kicks on bullish again. But if I was being choosy, 1765 looks like a great level to buy from, but also 1780 looks decent as well. So those are the two areas that gold could retrace to. as the targets, like I said, we've got 1860 up there. It's a little bit far. I mean, on the left, there's wick high up here. Could be a target. Market might want to go take some liquidity above that high. You know, this is the last high that gave us that big drop to the downside. So there probably will be a fair amount of stop losses above there. We could be looking to go and take that out. So 1808.046, keep in mind that area. If you can see a pullback into 1785, 1765 beforehand, buys will look very, very good to take it back up again and push price into those areas. So yeah, 1780, 1765, I'll be looking for the buys there. And then I'll be looking to see if I can push price higher. So gold longs, pound USD longs at the moment, DXY is looking crazy bearish, so still looking at a push back down. But now that DXY has tested that, it could give us the opportunity to actually go short, actually. Well, short DXY, but long pound USD and long gold, because now that we're coming to this area, it might give us the retracement back up again, and then sells from that area there, which kind of corresponds to Euro USD, buys from this area here. So that looks really good. So if I can see DXY take some retracement back up again, that would be very, very nice. Just set it back down, just staying on the theme with these lower highs. Same with Euro as well. There we go with those higher lows there as well. Looking to buy on that third kind of higher low. Okay, now I'll end on CAD CHF. So actually, no, I did say pound PLN. Completely forgot about that one. Let's go pound PLN. Okay, so yeah, I don't think I have looked at this one before because normally I would still have my drawings on it. So yeah, I mean, wow. It's not the cleanest of pairs, I would have to say. But yeah, okay, so just seeing the overall scope of it. Okay, so we do obviously have this uptrend in play. Looks like the market is starting to tire with these lower highs here. So looks like we might be looking at tumbling down again. Okay, so with this one, coming up to some of these areas could be a really nice sell opportunity based on the main highs of the market. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 consistent lower highs. Could see another push, another lower high, another move back down again, just playing with the overall structure of price there. So this rally, I like it. I like it a lot because we're seeing just a big push. The market's not really finding feet anywhere. You know, a big rally like that is sometimes easy to sell back down because there's not a lot of areas where buyers can look to hold. You know, there's not a lot of this to go against. It's just one big move. So normally we can get an equally big move back down again. So something like this, right back down again. So I really like that push into that level there as well. So keep an eye on 5.52. We've obviously got the confidence of the support and resistance there. I do think we're coming up to some nice areas where that next lower high could form. But do whip out the old Fibonacci, it does line up quite perfectly with 0.618 there as well. So yeah, keep an eye on this area. Keep an eye on that area. Pull back into that level. Shorts do look good. As for targets, obviously that consolidation will make a lot of sense because if the market does want to go higher, you know, this is, you know, a good place the market could find support to rally again and form another high low. So this area of 5.44 makes for a good target. And if we're lucky, we might see a really big move back down again, back down to these lows and maybe further as well. But nonetheless, keep an eye on that 0.618, 5.52 could make for some really nice sells in that level and potentially catch the next lower high for drive back down to those lows. But again, make sure you do take some profit on the way down because there's a good chance we could find support and turn back around. And CAD CHF. Okay, so CAD CHF market is still falling to the downside. Again, high time frames for CAD CHF market is still pretty bearish, and we could still see a lot more downside. A lot of the CHF pairs are like this as well. You can see we've been heading to the downside for quite some time. So most likely, eventually, we will end up taking out these lows and probably see some new all-time lows for CAD CHF because that's what we've been doing since basically 1984. The market's just been heading down. So obviously losing steam eventually. But most likely we'll probably see the market wick through that, or at least come back and retest the support level here. So 0.68 long term looks like a very good target for CAD CHF. So that's why I expect the market to be heading towards eventually. We've just snapped through a very key level of support here, as you can see at 0.71. So now that we've broken through that, could be the catalyst for pushing to 0.68. At the moment, price is still pretty corrective. So if you just play with that structure, could catch some nice short-term sells, something like this. We'll go back to the hourly time frame. Some nice short-term sells coming back into this level here, catch another lower high, another down move to the downside will make a lot of sense. Reason being, we've got all of these lower highs consecutively. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Potentially can get 10 for and just keep with that pattern. And then, yeah, another downside move there would make a lot of sense, or which would be better if you can just get another retest of that key level up there, retest it, next little high, big drop to the downside there as well. So, yeah, CAD CHF for me, long-term downside, immediate term downside as well. So if you're looking for the short-term sells, do wait for a bit of a pullback. You've got 0.70, 250 there, recent lows, 0.69693. Looks like a good low to target. Long-term, 0.68, but I think we probably have a bigger correction. So I wouldn't say get greedy, look to hold it for the whole move. Most likely price will turn back to your entry price. But if you can see a bigger move up, retest 0.71, retest 0.712, I do think that can make for a really nice swing move position trade if you want to. But if I do get involved here, I'll probably be taking 2, 3, 4, 5 trades. I wouldn't do it in one go. I want to take my profit, move on to the next setup. So yeah, guys, hopefully that made sense. Again, what we're looking for is euro yen. If we can get some sells on that break and retest, how's that looking currently? Okay, it is still looking good. So if I can get nice bearish engulfing, I will look for some entries there, a push right back down into 1.41. I am keen for that move there into that level. So I'll keep an eye out of that. Feel free to check out my channel. Again, I'll show my setups. I do have a Telegram. I share my setups as well. So if I do get that, I will let people know that I do enter it. Pound AUD is flying. I was looking to short this one. It is flying. So that kind of eradicates those shorts, breaking back above that key level there. How's pound yen looking? I want pound yen to get back underneath that level. If it doesn't, I'll leave it alone. Euro pound is breaking to the downside. So if I can get a retest of this key level, I'll be keen to short as well. But yeah, we'll see if I can get that retest. But yeah, euro yen at the moment is looking pretty good. Okay, so yeah, thank you everyone for coming onto the stream. Miko is the best. Much appreciate A1 Trading. Much appreciated. But yeah, thank you for having me on. Obviously, I wasn't on last week because of Thanksgiving. I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. Not something that I celebrate, obviously being from the UK. But I hope you guys had a good time last Thursday. But yeah, thank you so much for having me on the stream. Can't wait to be back. I hope everyone enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure you subscribe to A1 Trading and Trader Nick. And if you like my content and my analysis, feel free to pop over to my channel as well. I'm pretty sure they've left a bunch of links to my channel in the chat. So if you want to check it out, feel free to go and do so. But thank you so much, guys.
Thanks again for watching today's show. Our goal at A1 Trading is to continue to share free value to our audience through daily videos and articles, keeping you up to date with the latest market coverage. If you enjoy our content, make sure to subscribe for more. And remember to check the description below if you're looking for a new broker or looking for a trading community to join. From all of us at A1 Trading, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.